Jina la Hashim Dagane ni jina ambalo limekuwa likitajwa sana haswa katika mitandao ya kijamii na vyombo vya habari kwa jumla. Hii ni baada ya yeye kutajwa kama mhusika mkuu katika mauaji ya wanawake watatu waliopatikana wakiwa wameuawa eneo la Eastleigh. Kando na hilo, pia ametajwa kama mhusika mkuu katika mauaji ya mwili wa mwanamke uliopatikana umetupwa katika maeneo ya makaburi ya Lang'ata. Lakini swali likawa, je, huyu Hashim Dagane mwenyewe ndiye nani? Anatokea sehemu gani? Alipata kukamatwa na sasa anashikiliwa na maafisa wa polisi katika jela zetu hapa jijini Nairobi. But now, who is Hashim Dagane, the main suspect in the murder of the 4 Muslim women, mostly the 3 Eastleigh family members, where Hashim Dagane is said to have been the man who orchestrated, kidnapped, and then tortured the 3 women to death. According to latest intel on the preliminary investigations, the last victim of Hashim Dagane in Street nailed him. Hashim and his last victim, Deka Abdunur Gorone. According to the family of the late Hashim, had twice approached her parents seeking for their hand in marriage, but his proposals were turned down. It is believed that Hashim hails from the neighboring country, Ethiopia, where, according to the details we have, he is a fugitive on the run after he was arrested and jailed for a murder, but later broke out of prison. Insights from the Ethiopian police report on Hashim Dagane have revealed that he was a police officer before he was accused and found guilty of killing his wife and son, where he was arrested and jailed. But after escaping prison, he moved to Kenya, where, through malicious means, acquired a Kenyan ID and a driving license, becoming a taxi driver in the streets of Nairobi. But his psychopathic desire took the better part of him, and here he started plotting of ways to exploit his desires, and he started preying on unsuspecting ladies in the streets of Eastleigh, Nairobi. Now, allow me to take you back to the report of the arrest of this man so that we will conclude the story on how Hashim Dagane was romantically involved with some of the victims that he killed. Let's get down to the story, because it is one of the most talked about stories in the country in the last 1 month. The prime suspect behind the brutal murder of family members, a mother, daughter, and 12-year-old niece, is being detained for 21 days pending a probe into his alleged crimes. Makadara Senior Principal Magistrate Mary Njagi on Monday, November 4th, ordered that Hashim Dagane Mohammed be held at Ruaraka Police Station until December 2nd, 2024, when police will produce him in court for further directions. The suspect appeared before the Makadara law courts, where detectives requested that his detention be extended until the conclusion of their investigation. Detectives said Hashim poses a flight risk if released, pointing out that he had already relocated after committing the crimes. The magistrate ordered his detention pending probe. The families of the slain women at the court as the suspect was produced under security. Police have established that Hashim had shaved his beard as part of an effort to avoid detention. He was arrested on Sunday in Eastleigh, Nairobi, after almost 2 weeks of hide and seek. He had been hiding in Eastleigh for weeks, even as detectives extended his search to Somalia and Ethiopia. Hashim told detectives on Sunday he had shaved his beard to avoid any form of suspicion. Even after he was linked to the murder of the 3 members of the family, he chose to hide in Eastleigh as a Anthony went on. He could leave his hideout and take a walk before returning, but an informer who was aware of his being in the area informed police of the same days, and a hunt on him intensified. On Saturday, November 2nd, CCTV footage captured him walking out of a building in Eastleigh, where he was a regular while stalking for taxi customers. An extensive manhunt was launched, with investigators monitoring his movements through forensic trails. Despite his attempts to elude capture, including using multiple phone numbers to mislead the authorities, he was cornered on Sunday in the area. He surrendered from a building he was hiding on, realizing police were outside looking for him. Police said authorities discovered that Hashim possessed several fake documents, including a Kenyan identification. Investigators have established that he previously served as a regional police officer in Ethiopia before relocating to Kenya, where he worked as a taxi driver in various schools in Eastleigh. Hashim was wanted for grilling over murder of Amin Abdirashid and Waris Dahoud and the niece Nusaba Abdi Mohammed from Eastleigh in Nairobi. Police believe he knew the slain women and has been involved in the extortion business in the city in the past. Investigations have established that Hashim, who is 34 years of age, was driving the Nissan Note car captured on CCTV cameras picking the victims from their Eastleigh home on October 21st, 2024, hours before their bodies were discovered scattered at various locations. The vehicle was also found abandoned at Wakulima Market near the Ena Coach stage and towed to DCI headquarters for forensic examination, further linking Hashim Dagane to the killings. On October 21st, Warish Dahoud Sahid, 38 years old, Ahmed Abdrashid Dahir, 22, and Nusaiba Abdi Mohammed, 12, went missing before their bodies, with stab wounds were discovered on October 22nd, 2024, at around 6 a.m. at different locations. The bodies of Nusaiba, Amina, and Dahabo were found at Bahati in Makandara, 6th Avenue, Parklands, and Yumbi in Machakos, respectively, with the hands of Dahabo chopped off. On October 23rd, 2 human hands were recovered at South Sea along 5-Star Road, police said. A post-mortem exercise conducted on the bodies of the women on October 25th showed worries and her neck severed, her hands chopped off, and was tortured. Pathologists said Amina Abdirashid died of stabbing. Nasiba Abdi Mohammed died out of smothering, the autopsy report said. Now back to the case of one Deka Abdinur Gorone, the woman that is believed to have been killed by Dagane as his last victim. The man had established certain relationships with these women, and this is a certain trait that is portrayed by psychopathic killers, or let me call them serial killers. So Hashim knew the best way to track or to take control of the situation is by playing the card of a taxi driver. And you know how these men are. They have the sweetest tongues in the world. On the case of Deka Abdinur Gorone, the man had even approached the family, where he wanted to be given a hand to marry this lady. The lady left her home to go meet her boyfriend. Family discovered that the lady had not even made it known to them that she was coming back. So after 2 days, they filed a missing person report. After filing a missing person report, few days later, a female body, bones of a female body, were discovered at Langata Cemetery. Now, investigation into the matter established that Hashim Dagane had been spotted moving 2 polythene bags filled with things, and when he returned to his house, he did not have them. That is where the DCI started looking into the matter and linked Hashim Dagane to the disappearance of Dagane The Eastleigh, his girlfriend. Now, according to analysis by psychiatrists, we're being told that this man was a serial killer, exhibiting some of the most violent traits of our time. What he did, he realized that no way the family of one Dagane The Eastleigh were going to accept Hashim Dagane to marry their daughter. So he chose the best way to fight this case, where he decided that I am going to do this. I am going to kill this lady so that if I can't have her, nobody else will have her. That is how the guy plotted the whole thing. Kwa hawa wengine watatu, the 2 daughters, the 2 other youngins hawakuwa wajipate kwa hii kashfa. What happened is they went out looking for their mother and their aunt after realizing that she hadn't returned after a very long time, after some few hours. And that is when Hashim Dagane lured them into abduction, took them into custody. Now the family of the 3 tried to kusanya to at least collect money, because he was requesting a ransom of 1 million Kenyan shillings. After realizing that these people are not going to meet his demands, he submitted to his darkest desires. That is the desires and traits that are portrayed by these psychopathic brains. So he submitted to his desires, and that is when he killed these 3 ladies. After that was gone, he went ahead to invite his girlfriend to his house with the intent, kwa sababu he knew that the walls were closing on him and he might be arrested and taken into custody anytime soon. So for him, he decided that this lady who I have been in a relationship with, and he seemed to have loved the lady, and the parents have refused to give me a hand in marriage, I am not going to let her go. I am not going to allow another man to marry this lady. So what I will do is that I will take the life of the said lady. Na hicho ndicho ambacho kilifanyika. So yesterday when this guy appeared in court, a certain psych evaluation, when you look at him and how calm he was, though he is the main culprit, he is the one that did this heinous act, he behaved like a man who is being accused falsely, so calm, collected, with his eyes piercing through the souls of those that were trying to persecute him. What can we say about this guy? All we can say is that such people deserve nothing but to rot in the pits of hell. You know, some things when we look at them and think about them, what did a 12-year-old girl do to deserve the treatment that this guy gave her? What did a 14-year-old, a 20-year-old do to deserve what she got from this lady? And that's why I call some certain men of such traits coward, because if he was a man enough, he would have tried his nonsense on men. But he He preyed on the most vulnerable species of our society, kids, and mostly of the female gender. May God protect and guard the families that lost their loved ones. That's it for now. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube